Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I'm Conostip and this is going to be part 35 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Julii. And in this turn I'm finally considering, is it time to go for Samarobriva? It is very lightly defended. There's barely anything in here. There is 2 generals units and a chariot, chosen swords, and then 4 men in a swordsman unit. This army itself is pretty ragtag. It does have the faction leader himself, Harrius Vinicianus. It's risky. It's risky putting him out there. I've already lost so many generals. I was just looking at my family tree and looking at all the men that have died in battle. It's been a lot. Numerius Trinitanis actually did die peacefully. Same with the faction leader. But then Caeso Domitianus, he just died recently. And then Servius Julius, I feel like he died somewhat recently as well, maybe. And yeah, these guys, I think these guys died in like one of the first battles, maybe not. So many died in battle. It's ridiculous. It's like way too many. Yeah, also Fabius Julius also died in battle. Yeah, way too many. So I need to, be better about not losing my generals because that's obviously the lifeline of this faction. So yeah, but still, you would think that that's like that should be an easy grab. I want to see though, what do they have?
On my way.
Can I send you? And what can reinforce? So it's not nothing. Yeah, British heavy chariots, warband, slingers, swordsmen, head hurlers, and then mystery units. So altogether, like kind of a full stack between both of those forces. And then, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else left in this landmass as well, so I don't know. It's a little bit risky, especially considering the fact that Tertius Aemilius, yeah, he's going to be up there pretty soon, so he can, guarantee essentially the safety of these men if you were to go with them. But we're kind of facing an economic problem at this point where our economy can barely afford to help us train more men. And we still need more men, despite the fact that we've just been nonstop training for a while now. I still don't have a full army down here. This is fine for now to defend against the Spanish. I still don't have a full army here in Lugdunum as well. Again, this is fine for now, but you would like to have some full armies. And then this is old-fashioned. This is the army that just fought recently against the Germans. And I started training some better archers for it. But I'm gonna need more than that. I need I need some good infantry, some good cavalry, and yeah, this is an old-fashioned force here. So yeah, despite the fact that I've just been nonstop training for a while now, I still need more. So that's why it's like nigh time to start taking province or settlements, So I'm very tempted. I don't think I want to risk my spy, even though he has a 91% chance of getting in. I just feel like I would rather have the vision right now. Although you probably could come out here and...
Your Honor. Moving.
Yeah, I wish I could see further inland. But that's going to be it for now. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about these guys getting bribed. That would really suck. I did actually just find out, I was reading a guide on diplomacy recently, and I learned that diplomats, because I think in the first episode of this campaign, I was wondering, why can diplomats merge with armies? What's the function of that? And I didn't know. And I think maybe someone did mention this, but I maybe didn't know how annoying it would be to have my units bribed left and right. And then I learned, okay, so actually diplomats can be used to basically defend armies or small armies and units from getting bribed by embedding in that. And then their influence counts as what helps. It would cost way more to bribe them because of their influence points. Yeah, I learned, so the diplomacy guide that was written like a long time ago, and the one that I think a lot of people are basing their information off of, including myself, was I think some stuff in that was wrong, because one of the things that was in that I stated was that the influence for diplomats basically just determines the amount of money that is decided on diplomatic what am I trying to say? The things where you talk to people. What is that? Why can't I think of like words, you know, just when I'm recording? Yeah, the things where you talk to people, those things. So what I mentioned before was that influence only determines like the amount of money that you can either get or have to give. If money's only on one side of the equation. And the guide that I've read recently that I think that it seems a bit more true in my opinion. And I'm looking forward to testing out a lot of the strategies that were in that guide as well. And one of the things it mentioned was that influence for diplomats it's not for that. It doesn't determine the money on either side of the negotiation at all, but it just has to do with the being more difficult to assassinate and being more difficult to bribe, is my understanding. So yeah, embedding diplomats with like a unit, for instance, could protect it from being bribed, hopefully, from other diplomats. So that's good to know. That's actually really useful, because I've been struggling, you know, thinking, gosh, I don't have any assassins. I can't even train assassins. How do I deal with this? Oh, well, if I have diplomats, which you can get at, you know, tier 1, I think. Can I train diplomats here? No, okay, so tier 2. Tier 2 allows me to train diplomats. Wait, let me check this. Yeah. Yep, tier 2, large town. Got it. Okay. Still, that's you know, that's usable. That's something that I can actually yeah, use. So for now, I think yes, I should attack.
Orders.
This army probably can just come right on in, but I think I have to. Can you? How far can you reach? So you're not going to be able to assist.
Orders.
And you don't have a general.
General.
So if I wanted to train this one barbarian mercenary, I'd have to take one of these guys out and then train that unit. That's tempting as well, even though that would be most of my money. Still, this is the important theater, so it's tempting. Let's go in, and I can't quite get there. Damn. All right, so let's do it with my cav.
General.
Let's see if they can get there.
Imperator. Orders.
No, they can't. Weird.
Attack. Orders. General.
Yeah, no one can attack. Damn. Okay, that's a little bit nerve-wracking. Well, they will be able to start the siege in the next turn, and then hopefully by then we don't have like another, you know, mob of Britons falling and coming down on us. In the meantime, though, I can just train up a couple more units and get going here. Yeah, there's nothing else, you know, when I'm this poor, there's nothing else to do. Just gotta train up what I can and get ready to start taking some more settlements. Everything is now all set, so let's drop this save and let's cross my fingers and let's get in here. Let's hope. Let's see, nothing. Alright, something's under. Ooh, death stalks the land. Ooh, that's right. Nabra Martius, that's right. Shoot, I didn't bring a.
General.
Did I bring plague units into this army? Ooh, I kind of forgot about that. Does it show plague on the unit itself, or does it just say it on the city or the settlement? Okay, yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that. Okay.
General.
All right, sitting on 862 Denari. Ooh. Oh god, that's rough. Yeah, Nobba Martius is losing soldiers and citizens. Town grows Segesta. Okay, so yeah, there's that, but again, I don't think I can even afford. Yeah. Can't get that. Can't afford it. Agent found. Lemnum. Yep, there's a Gallic spy that I can't assassinate. And yeah, just a few more units were trained. And then the Germans and the Senates are at war, and ceasefire between the Scipii and the Britons. Okay, nope, I don't like that. Gauls are just kind of like venturing out, so.
Imperator, prepare for battle.
And yeah, it's interesting that the Britons are kind of coming down here. No units on those boats though. And who are these? That's the Spanish. No units on the Spanish Navy either. Okay. And that's the Scipii. Ooh, are the Scipii? Would they go after the Spanish? Ooh, I was thinking that Spain would be mine. Oh. Yeah, I was kind of hoping the Scipii would go after Egypt. But they're not attacking Egypt, are they? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's like, you know, while I'm taking all those poor settlements up here, I was thinking that I would at least take Spain at some point, because I'm told that Spain actually does have gold down here, so there is some wealth to be had, and yeah, I was looking forward to that. I hope the Scipii don't take Spain, although it is like, historically, it's like, you know, in their region of influence, I would imagine. When I played the Scipii, I would take Spain, like, probably right away, if I could, just to kind of cut the Julii off. So like, I get it, but I want it. And the Scipii, like, they've done well. Like, they've taken a lot of stuff. Leave some good stuff for me. All right, so luckily the Britain tribes not use their navies and they didn't come across. Thank goodness. All right. Okay. Well, let's yeah, we got these annoying brigands hanging out here. Like, you're barely in my territory. But you are. 4 warband and 1 rebel general. Well, I can get these armies together.
Imperator, General, sir.
The cavalry could make it themselves, but the infantry wouldn't make it until next turn, so that's a little bit dicey.
General,
You keep making your way up.
march. No more moves, sir. Sir,
And then you go on in.
prepare for battle. Besieging settlements, sir.
Okay, 4 rams.
Settlement under siege.
That'll do. That'll do. And I think that I'm gonna attack. 6 turns to surrender. Yeah, I don't want to wait that long to get them to sally out. I guess I need to attack the settlement. Even though chariots, I can't imagine them being very useful inside the settlements. Of all places, the barbarian settlements are probably the best ones for chariots to work around in, just because there's a bit more room for them to move around. But yeah, it's, you know, I'm a little bit nervous just because, you know, if they do get a good charge, you know, what in this army holds against chariots, you know? It's a little bit scary. I wonder if dogs can be used, just kind of like hold the chariots up. So I just need to like tar pit them with something that's unbreakable so that my archers can shoot them. So I wonder if dogs can be used in that way. I don't know. It's a lot of chariots. I mean, 3 units of chariots is a little bit dicey, you know? Like, it kind of makes me think like I could, you know, I might think I'm doing well and I could take care of like 2 of the units. And then the 3rd unit gets me, you know, and just routes my entire army. That's kind of like my premonition for that battle, but yeah, we'll see. With this little money left, I think that what I'll do is just save up for the governor's palace here in Segesta. Just do that. At this point, you know, I'm going to have to, you know, make do with the military that I have. So I don't think there's any super duper emergencies for the military. I think I just have to, you know, start building some of these administrative buildings. I was going to use Quintus Julius up here in this army to take on the brigands in the next turn, but Lugdunum kind of needs him to keep the public order in the right spot. And you know what? If I do get a man of the hour by fighting brigands, that'd be kind of cool too. So we'll send you back. We'll let this army fight without a general. It should be fine. I just, yeah, if I could use some more men in the family, I will take it. There's nothing left to do for this turn, so let's keep moving along. Okay, they're starting to get in their boats. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, perfect. 18-year-old betrothed Hastia, Caius Ogulnius, command of 1, management of 1. A drill master, I think, isn't that the double-edged sword kind of one? Yeah, that's, oh, shoot. -2 morale for all troops on the battlefield. That's not good. 15% movement points is a good one, definitely. And then +1 to law also is good. Damn, -2 morale. That's crappy. And then bureaucrat is +1 to management, and then +1 to law, and then +1 to command. Interesting. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to like say this here because, you know, I've also said this elsewhere as well. So there's been like some debate for, you know, 20 years or so about what command stars do in this game. And it's been believed by many that command stars don't do anything in the manually resolved battles. They just help out in the auto-resolve. And I've always been pretty suspicious of that just because why would that be the case? Command stars did have an effect in Shogun and Medieval, and I know that there are things in this game that were kind of like messed up and certain mechanics that were incomplete, or yeah, just a little bit messed up, like the shield block chance, for instance, being on the wrong side of the unit on the soldier. So like, it's not, you know, completely out of the question that command doesn't do anything. I get it. I understand why people would think that, and there's been testing and so on. It's hard to test this because you can't put command on generals in custom battles. At least, I mean, you can't in Shogun and Medieval. I'm almost positive you can't in this game either. Although I'm like wincing as I say that because I'm not sure. I think so, right? You can't put command on generals in any of the first 3 Total War games. I don't know if that's something that they ever do change. It would be nice because then you could test command. But as far as I know, you can only like test command in like the campaign battles, which is kind of awkward. One of the things that I think that tricks people, and it, you know, kind of tricked me as well, is that I think that if you go and if you look at the morale, I mean, you can't see morale's not tracked in this game, but maybe the remastered does track morale. And I think that people that play the remastered will see that there's no like visible command boost. I'm wondering if that's what's happening. Like what I'm trying to say is like a visible morale boost coming from command. And I know that if I would play a battle in Shogun and then I would press F1 to pull up the stats for all of the units where you can see the morale, you wouldn't see that morale boost from the general's command stars, but that's like a really well documented thing that does exist. So it's just not visible. It wasn't showing the boost, even though we all knew it was there. In Medieval and Shogun, the effects from command stars are just very, very well documented, and it's a very well-known thing, as opposed to this game. So I think that when people would play this game, however they're testing it, I don't know exactly how people are testing it, but I think that if they're seeing a number somewhere that says, oh, it's not giving us a morale boost, well, I don't know, it didn't do that for Shogun or Medieval either, and those games did have an effect from the command stars. Anyway, long way of saying, I just put up a YouTube short on this channel where I showed, I went into the code, a viewer of the channel a long time ago, well, when I started playing this game, showed me a way to use Visual Studio Code to look into the game's code. I didn't know anything about coding or anything, so his recommendation was to put sections of code into ChatGPT so that it would decipher those sections for me, and that way I can search for things like General's command influence and basically guess at sections of the code to copy and paste and put into ChatGPT. and see if it can like find some answers for me. And it actually did, and it was really exciting for me because I discovered that there is an influence from the influence stat and the command stat for the radius, the general's radius, and the morale boost, which is very cool. So here's how this is based off of memory. What I'm remembering is the general's radius is a base of 60 feet, right? And then that's increased by 7 feet per command star, and then 4 feet per influence wreath. Okay, that's for the radius of the generals. So influence and command both have an effect on that. And then for the morale boost, a general will give a base morale boost of +2. That's without any command or influence. It's just a base of +2. And then in addition to that, an extra +1 morale per command star and an additional +0.5 morale per influence wreath. So again, they both do influence how much morale is given as well. What's interesting about that is that generals are going to be giving a morale boost of 2 just by not having anything, no command and no influence. And my question is, does that also pertain to captains? Because captains don't have any stats at all. So I don't know. Because the what I'm inferring from this, interpretation from ChatGPT is that a general with 0 stats would still be giving +2 morale to the units that are inside of his radius. So would a captain have that? Does a captain have that 60 feet radius? Does a captain have that +2 base morale boost? I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to say yes, because I've always wondered that about the Taishos and Shogun, and like the captains, the lieutenants in medieval. Do those guys also? Do those guys have like a morale boost at all in the game at all? And in some ways, it seems like they do, maybe, but I'm not sure. Anyway. So many people will look at the morale modifiers in this game and think that they are the end-all be-all. Generals need to be able to give morale, and the ones that reduce morale are the worst. And that command stars don't mean anything, therefore, boo on this guy. Boo on Caius Olgonius. Now, -2 morale is not good, but the command star is going to be giving morale to the guys that are in the radius around him. And there's already a base morale +2. So that just cancels out. That gets canceled out by the Drill Master trait. And then overall he's just giving 1 morale boost to the guys that are in a 60 feet radius of him. Is my understanding of how that works. That's my understanding. So I'm going to take this guy. 15% to movement points is, that's good. That's a lot of movement. So let's get him. Senate mission failure. Yeah, we did not blockade Bordesholm, unfortunately. And sitting on 1700. Yikes. Yep, death stalks the land. I get it. Soldiers killed 19. Yikes. And then war declared between the Scipii and the Britons. Yay. And yes, Caius Olgonius and Hostia. Welcome to the family, dude. Where are you at? Always got to find the new guy. Yes. Okay, you're back home. That's actually okay, I think. Okay, yeah, you're back in Arretium actually. Okay. I suppose that's okay. Yeah. I was gonna bring Cornelius Vitruvius out west just so. Oh, frick. I got some freaking brigands to fight here. I got like nothing back home. Warband, Rebel General, and then a mystery unit. So not much, but like, So in Segesta, I do have 2 Auxilia and then Cornelius Vitruvius, who all were going to be, heading west. But I can send Caius Ogunius
Orders.
out to Segesta so that he can team up with those guys and they can... Do I want to like send these units out there as well? I'm so nervous of having these guys bribed. But I can send them to Mediolanium and then they can like fight in the next turn, and then they can hopefully merge with one of the generals right after that. Gosh, I don't have any diplomats, do I? If I'll just died off of old age because I haven't been able to afford to train any. Maybe I just attack with these guys. I don't know. See, I'm so nervous about, fighting even Warband with their +4 against cavalry is a little bit nerve-wracking. So that's why I'm tempted to bring in a little bit more support.
Orders. Orders.
Can these guys even leave without causing Batavium any issues? 75%, so, there's that. Man, we need to build some more buildings here just to, like, improve the happiness. Garrison is at 25%, so we can train some more peasants here. There's that. Yeah, let's just move these guys to Mediolanium just to keep them away from any diplomats, and then these men can come out and they can team up together and fight those brigands in the next turn. Yeah, that should be fine. Don't even look in this direction, Spanish diplomats. Don't even. Marcellus Tuditanus is a loyal man. Proven loyalty is 200% increase the cost of bribe. Good freaking luck, my dude. You are not getting him. You are not getting him. Alright, Spanish want to peek their heads back up. Yep, that's typical. And yeah, let's get rid of these warband and these skirmisher warband. They've poked their heads out for the last time. I have to admit that sometimes battles like this do feel kind of good. Wide open plain, beautiful day, right here on the ocean, and I just have to shoot them with arrows until they run away. It's, sometimes this kind of stuff feels therapeutic. My archers are now in range, and they will start picking off some of these skirmisher warband, and yeah, those guys are going... Oh, they're dropping pretty fast, aren't they? If they just want to stand there and get picked off, that is fine by me. These brave skirmisher warband, they want to stand there. To the last man, it seems. They're down to 4 guys. It's down to 4 guys, and they're standing there. Oh, is the rain... The rain has come. Is it going to save them? 1 more man left. There he goes. That's the last skirmisher. Now the warband have been activated and they're charging on in. They think they're going to go for my cavalry. Well, that's just going to bring them into range of my light auxilia. There we go. They're in range. And let's just pull back my cavalry. I'm surprised these guys haven't broke yet, actually. And yeah, now that they've turned around, I expect them to break very, very shortly. In fact, let's bring Cav up to get ready to chase. Here and then here. And let's tell archers to stop shooting, and let's go here, and then... Told you guys to stop shooting, correct? Yes, I did. And shit, they... Okay, there they go. Now they're running.
The enemy show.
Let's run down every last man and I must say, I'm a little bit, I probably should have just shot them with arrows until they were dead. I probably shouldn't have sent my cavalry in because I probably lost a handful of cavalry.
And this day is clearly our
Gosh, I just always expect them to break instantly, you know, because that's what I've seen in other Yeah, I lost 7 guys. It's not that bad. I lost 7 guys. Yeah, it's funny. I'm just so used to seeing in other, you know, YouTuber playthroughs. I'm used to seeing like beat up and ravaged infantry units break instantly when charged by cavalry. Yes, even like light cavalry. And the fact that that unit didn't break instantly and they still fought back a little bit, you know, long enough to kill 7 of my guys, just really flies in the face of everything that I've seen of this game. Oh, god damn it! There's no more brigands up here. Peasant and an unknown unit. This force down here can at least take care of them, as beleaguered as they are. As long as that unknown unit isn't like a general. Jesus, could I even beat that? Could I beat a full strength? I mean, I do have town watch. The town watch are full strength. There's that. Oh dear. And I can't always bring out Titus Marina as well. He can help out against whatever is in there, so that's fine. I don't have to bring down Tertius Aemilius. I was a little worried about that. I'm still gonna leave these brigands. Just gonna leave them until at least until Samarobriva has been taken, and there is no British forces. And what? Are they not there? Okay, they're here. They're on that boat, so they haven't moved yet. But you have to imagine this is the turn, right? So I can assault now. I have my 4 rams. Let's maintain the siege for now. You are going to continue to work your way up, and then I just want to make sure that these are my only 2 governors. I don't want anyone else inside of a settlement. Yep, that includes you. I don't want you here, so let's pop you out. And then, yeah, even though this is going to cause some issues for Lugdunum, let's just pop you out. I'll pop you back in at the, as soon as I conclude that siege, so that won't be an issue. And then these 2 guys, let's pop you out. No one there, no one there, no one there, no one there, and then no one there. Okay. Alright, that looks good. I can fight this. Let's see. 4 warband, 1 rebel general. Let's fight this one first. This is the one that I know I'm excited about, and maybe you folks are excited as well. This is a ragtag army. I gotta say, this is a ragtag, but I mean, 4 units of archers, that goes a long way in a siege. If I'm lucky, I can just kill all of those chariots before I even set foot inside of the settlement. So, let's head on in. Yeah, Harius Vinicianus is a legend. And Zero Command, Wise Woman, Witch, Reverent, +1 morale. Okay. Yes, it's finally time. Let's go.
You know me. I am a true Roman of the old style. I believe in discipline, dignity, and duty. I believe that Rome has a destiny to rule the world. I also believe that we have a destiny that starts afresh here. Do not fear these Britons. Their faces may be painted blue, but their red guts spill as easily as those of other men. They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a few feet of defensive wall, as if that will protect them. Their position is hopeless, the count of their troops pitiful, but remember that the base cur still has a bite. They are strong in cavalry, and this will require inventive thought today, as we lack enough spearmen to counter them. Now, set your minds on the task to come. Strike hard, strike without mercy!
This has been quite the story arc for this army. Let's make sure we get some good weather here so that my archers can be effective and we can start the deployment. Yeah, this army has been through so much. It really has. And for us to be on the gates of Samarobriva at this moment, ready to eliminate the Britain presence on the mainland, that's a pretty big achievement, I say, for this army. So let's find, do we want to come in from this side? I feel like this is the most straightforward path, but maybe we don't want straightforward paths because that would allow like a charging lane for the chariots. Maybe we want this, you know? Because then any chariots that want to charge us have to come by here and just get shot by our archers and our javelins. And then, yeah, like even coming up here might be rough for the chariots, you know, just because there's a little building blocking them as well. This is better. You know, I know straightforward is better in some circumstances, but I feel like coming from this side is the way to go in this circumstance. I do want to come in as narrow as I can to avoid any fire from that arrow tower up there and then that tower over there. So I think that should be good. So let's begin the battle, and then you go, and then I want you to come up, and then you're going to veer off to the left and try to attack that. Again, I just want to keep you out of the firing arc of that tower. And then you come in there. Barbarian mercenaries can move up, but I'm thinking Velites, you guys go, and then archers can come up right behind the Velites. Estadi and Principes move up. And then archers here move up as well. And are we going to get any shots? So that's the chosen swords. It would be nice to shoot them as well. Although I feel like I can still mob the chosen swords in combat if I have to. If I got to choose, I would choose to shoot at the chariots. Those are the units that I really want to prioritize if I can, but you know, I have to kind of take what they can give me as well. So this ram is at the gate, so this ram can move off to the side
Now they must batter
and prepare to batter through the wall section here. And they might not contest the outer section at all.
Our soldiers are at the walls.
I'll tell you what, I don't really want anyone to waste ammunition on that 4-man unit of swordsmen. I wonder if I can send my town watch in there to kill them before any archers.
Our soldiers have done well
Actually,
this day. The walls are taken.
Yeah, let's turn off that fire at will. I don't want them wasting any ammo there. I think they already did shoot a volley in. So let's go. 80 town watch versus 4 swordsmen. Can we win this? Come on, get him, boys. Get him, boys. Alright, they've only killed one of ours so far. And we've killed one of theirs. There we go. Alright, they're breaking. And get him, boys.
Roman military engineering triumphs once more. The walls are down.
Can we kill these guys, or is he gonna get away? He might get away, but if this is bringing the chosen swords into, get him, come, ah, damn, that's too bad. All right, let's get back here. Let's get back, and then let's turn fire at will back on. And you guys can start running because those chosen swords are gonna eat you alive if you don't get out of there. And let's go ahead and get these Hestadian. Make sure that fire at will is on. And alright, we should be shooting.
The gods have smiled on us today. The walls are broken.
At the chosen swords. Ooh, town watch. All right, you guys gotta keep running. Quickly means fast. All right, chosen swords. They might eat my guys alive. Let's see. Do I want to send in? Those chariots aren't really doing much, so I might want to send in these barbarians on this side. And then can we get? So we got Pelum tossed into the chosen swords, and let's get a charge here. And can you guys please run? These Astadi are like doing all the fighting for you. And yeah, if you guys want to get in here and get a little flanking charge in. And barbarian mercenaries. All right, can we break these guys, or are they just going to eat a lot? Are they just going to destroy 3 of my units? Yeah, looks like that charge from the mercenaries did help out. And it looks like they are starting to fall. Although, yeah, they're taking quite the chunk out of my Astadi. My Astadi are in guard mode, so they hopefully are taking casualties not as quickly. Yeah, we're down to 40, 45 of them. All right. Let's get these guys in. And start getting the rest of my forces in. Barbarian mercenaries can come in as well. Yeah, 36 men left. Gosh, I think I'm just going to destroy my Astadi. Yeah, they might. Oh my goodness, these chosen swords are just crushing. Alright, looks like we finally broke them. Okay. 13 men left. And I can't believe my guys didn't break there. That's crazy. Yeah, 9 left. And they still haven't brought in any of their chariots. Okay, so they still have 3 chariot units that scare me very, very much. They have 3 left. Alright, let's get these guys back. And yeah, archers picked off most of them there. Alright, so now let's get formed up and let's get ready to try to bottle the chariots up in this little choke point is my idea. So far, those chariots are staying very, very disciplined, and I do have... So that force that fought those chosen swords, I figured I'd just leave them on rearguard duty, just in case the chariots want to get cheeky and do a little rear charge on us. And I do have my 2 very weakened cav units back here as well, but I'm tempted to bring them up and use them to sort of bait the chariots into charging downhill at me, because I really want to take the fight here. Like, I would really prefer this as opposed to going uphill. You know? Because if there's any chance the chariots can get a charge on us, it's like here, you know? Now this unit, see, light chariots, so they have archers. That's why they're coming up, isn't it? So they're shooting at us. I should move up, I guess, with my archers to try to draw them, like bait them down, I suppose. Actually, wait a minute. They just kept coming down. I don't know if I need to bait them at all. They're just kind of coming down the hill. Wow. Okay. Well, in that case, shoot them. Yeah, I thought that I was going to have to kind of come forward and bait them, but they just kept coming downhill. So in that case, yeah, Velites, can you get some javelin tosses in there? Start killing some British light chariots, please and thank you. Yeah, these units are being trash canned. That's what I like to see. And my ammunition on my archers is still pretty decent, so I still have a fair amount of ammo left. Wait, did you fall out of the chair? Who are you? Wait, chosen... Oh, he's one of the chosen swords. Okay, I was like, did the guy like fall out of the chariot? That would have been crazy. No, it's just one chosen swordsman left. It says there's 81 men left in his unit, but I don't think so. I think it's just him. If there's another chosen sword unit, I'd be pretty scared. Okay, so I feel like we got lucky by getting that British light chariot to come forward and, you know, let itself get killed. But would I get that lucky again? I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. Are the British general unit chariots, are they like archer chariots, like light chariots? Are they not? I don't know. But I guess what I should do is bring up my light cavalry, and if I can bait one of the general chariots units into range of my archers, then maybe we can repeat that process. If I could get my infantry up to this position without getting charged by chariots, like on the downhill slope, I feel like this could be another good spot for us to hold, especially if I just had like archers back here where they couldn't be hit. And if I had like nothing really holding this pass, but just kind of units kind of like around here, the chariots wouldn't be getting like a good charge. They would be kind of like, you know, having like come around and hit me like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking, I feel like there's ways to do this. I just have to kind of get up here and get into position quickly so that they can't hit me before that happens. Or I just bait them. Oh my goodness, that's another unit of chosen swords. Dang, they just trained up another unit during the sun turn. I didn't notice that when in the pre-battle screen. Yeah, shit, that's tough. That's tough. And why, why does that only look like one general's unit? Gosh, did the other general like die of old age or something? Oh. I wonder if that's what happened. I don't know. Well, in any case, let's try to get a cheeky charge here. And let's see if we can bring people forward. Back. Back. Can you guys run? And that might have done it. That may have done it. Come forward. Nope. Back again. Just keep teasing them. Keep teasing them. Yep. Come on. Let's go. All right. Yep. They are in range now of our archers. And they're not shooting stuff, are they? They do not have archers, I don't think. Do they? I think they just got dudes with spears or something, but anyway, we're throwing javelins in. We're throwing pilum in. We're throwing arrows in. Yeah, these guys are getting munched. Oh, you guys do not get to run away. Absolutely not. You guys have to stand there and throw your javelins. Ugh. And you guys as well. Gosh, are all of you guys on skirmish mode? All of you guys off skirmish mode. There are men with armor and shields standing in front of you, protecting you. Yes, throw your javelins at the bad guys, please. And you go on guard mode, yes. There you go. All right. Yes, there. Where's it? Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Come on! Get him! Oh no! Oh well, most of the units taken care of, and yeah, I'm not too worried now about like a downhill charge from that unit, you know? Like I think we can get up here in good order. Because I'm not as worried about the chariot charge now, since there's only like 2 men left in that unit, what I'm going to be doing instead of doing like the roundabout kind of method, maybe I will still try to bring archers up here. They might still have a better shot from this direction. Maybe. We'll see. And then Velites can come behind here. But yeah, I'm just going to do Hastati and Principe up the middle. And then let's have my generals come up to provide a morale boost. And let's just keep bringing the dogs up just in case I want to use them. And I don't know if my archers are going to have range on the city square from here. But we can see. We can see if this is a good shot or not. Ah, damn, they're out of range. Okay. Well, in that case, let's bring my infantry up then. And see if we can bait the chosen swords off of the... Oh, wait, someone's in range. Someone got a shot. I don't know how they're getting shots, but they are, and I like it. That's what I like. Perfect. All right, guys, get your pelum ready. Guys, get some tosses in. There goes the Briton general. All right.
His men know their doom approaches.
Yeah, now we just have to break these guys. You guys go on fire arrows, and go ahead and get a shot in. I know they're engaged with our guys, but we just have to break them, and then the battle's over. So let's try to break them. Come on, there we go. Hopefully we're not losing too many of our men here. 54 men left. And they're running away, but the battle's not over. Is there some guys? Oh, there's one chosen sword sitting on the city center. Oh, that's so annoying. That's so cheeky. All right, infantry, come up, and we will bring up the velites. And archers, you may as well go back to regular arrows because they're not gonna break on the city center. So, yep, infantry come up, and actually, in fact, we can just send the dogs as well. There's not too many of them, but we can send what we have. And velites, you guys can run, because, yes, get one last Pila volley in there. Chosen swords are going to be coming on in. Velites, alright, you weren't able to get your toss in. Well, let's go. Let's take you off of guard mode here, and then let's take you off guard mode here. Prinky Pays are in the middle, and yeah, we're chopping down the chosen swords. There we go. There's a good fight. And now, I don't want to fight them. I don't want to fight them on the square. I don't want to fight them to the death. That's for goddamn sure. Oh yeah, there's the dogs. There's the dogs getting... Yeah, I think they got hacked to pieces, actually. Well, we're getting some more javelins in here. And yeah, there's 12 men left in that unit, and there's still the 1 man left back there. Still have a couple dogs nipping at their heels. And yeah, can you get a toss in? And you get a toss in? There we go. That's a good toss. There's a couple good tosses. Yep, down they go, down to 7 men. Where is he going? Where is that man going? He's part of a 5-man unit. Why is he leaving the square? What does he think he's doing? Well, I am not going to give them the satisfaction of dying fighting in close combat. No, if they want to hang out guarding their little stump of wood, what are they doing? Well, no, I'm just going to bring up the archers, and archers still have some ammo.
They're attacking us.
And we can just shoot at them until we've won the battle. There go the last 2 chosen swords, and finally Samarobriva is now ours. Yes. Yeah. Give it to me. So yeah, we did lose 275 men. That's kind of more than I thought. Yeah, I guess that's, yep. Huh, yeah. Yeah, I guess those chosen swords are pretty tough. But still, Samarobriva is now ours. That's awesome. Give it to me. I want to enslave, so it's going to disperse 7,585 people, and I'm going to gain 1,400 denarii, 1477. So let's do that. Not a ton of money, but it does give me town expands. Perfect. Yay. Aluminum has expanded. Perfect. And Condati Redinum has expanded. That's lovely. And retinue expands slave trader. So slaves are a vital trade for who else will do the work that is needed. Increases the rate of population growth in regions where slaves are plentiful. Perfect. Yes. Awesome. And they are immediately not happy, even on low taxes. Shit. Well, let's start building this. At least I can afford it. Here and then here. And at least aluminum is fine. It's Condati Redinum that needs help. Okay, so I can bring troops in. What's your garrison percentage? 25%? So yeah, that can definitely be increased.
Imperator.
Let's see. Will that okay, that didn't do the trick. Let's send another unit of town watch. Okay, there we go. That's fine then. That's fine then. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And yes, finally, you can get these guys up to large towns so that they can start to build ports and paved roads, and they can start to contribute to the economy. And with that being said, I should also, I need to get the Proconsul's Palace here in Massilia as well. Ooh, and I can get the Governor's Palace here in Segesta. Yeah. We are going to be going on a spending spree eventually. Okay, I have to pump the brakes a little bit. I think that I need to keep pushing militarily until Alessia is taken. Then I can go on my, spending spree. Taking Alessia and then holding, which points do I want to hold? I can hold this pass here and then, yeah, there's not really a choke point that I can hold here other than Alessia itself, which can be used as the bastion, I suppose. And then up here, I can definitely hold this as a choke, but then up here it's a little bit more open, isn't it? There's a bridge. But that's not in my territory. But that's... So the Britons do own this. Kind of. It's confusing. So that says German. So the Britons must own that. Okay. For now, let's check out my new prize, shall we? Can I recruit anything fun here? Well, I'm broke, but I can retrain Light Auxilia, Roman Cavalry, and early Legionary cohorts. Awesome. That's all of the things that those are the four, basic units that I'm using in my armies. Also I can get assassins. Hey, finally. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, this is wonderful. This is already the most advanced city in my freaking realm. Yeah, I can't even repair the stockade right now. I'm so broke. And, I could retrain some stuff. Yeah, I may as well. I would prefer to repair the stockade. And Sacred Circuit of Brigantia. What is this giving? Public health and public order due to happiness? Okay. Nothing super cool. I was hoping for something that gave bonuses or upgrades to soldiers, but nope, that's not going to be the case. I suppose, yeah, retraining. Okay, that's it. That's all I can do. I can just do one unit. Sure, why not? Just retrain that unit of, just be getting a couple men in that unit. That's fine. Yes. And I think that, Lockdown's just unhappy. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've already enslaved people, so let's go ahead and put our characters back inside of our settlements. You, and then you.
Move out.
Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. You have already moved, yes. Alright, so now it's time to fight you. So, 4 warband, 1 rebel general, and maybe we can actually get ourselves another man of the hour here. I don't know. Does the battle have to be super like epic for you to get man of the hour? Or can you just get it if you're low on men in your family and the game just kind of gives it to you if you fight a battle with a captain? Is that the case? I'm not sure. And they retreated. That's perfect. That's all I care about. I don't really need to fight them. I'll let the Gauls fight them. The Gauls got some Balearic slingers. Hot damn. Yeah, and a full stack in Alesia. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be and that's gonna be a doozy of a fight. But there's no way, like 7 turns. So siege length in this game is just determined by the upgrade, like the level of your like buildings essentially. Is there no consideration to how many mouths are being fed inside of the settlement? Because that's how it's in medieval. And even Shogun. Yeah, Shogun in medieval, it's determined by the size of the settlement, but also the mouths to feed. It's kind of a two-way thing, so that if you have like a few units in a smaller settlement, then you might be able to hold out a bit longer if it's like not a lot relative to the size of the settlement. But that same amount of units in a like a bigger settlement might last forever, because that settlement can basically hold so much storage, basically. And is that not the case here? Is it just the case that every settlement holds out for the default, like whatever its amount is, no matter what? And do the defenses, do the walls upgrade how long it can hold out for? Because this is a stockade, this is a tier 1 wall. 7 turns for what? Because it's a minor city? Yeah, I don't know. That's a little interesting to me. I do still have this brigand army down here to fight, and there's no way that I'm pushing this brigand army outside of my realm. They are definitely going to stand and fight because I only have 2 auxilia and then 2 generals units to fight them with. I can bring down these really banged up light cav units down here. I was hoping the archer would be able to come down, but he will not. He is not going to be able to assist. That's a very short range for Mediolanium. I'm shocked by that. Why is his movement range so held up? Is it because I haven't built... No, he has highways here. Yeah, he has... Why is my archers... Oh, is this still the same turn? Gosh, maybe I'm messing that up. Maybe this is the same turn that he already moved over from Batavium. Yeah, that might be the case too. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that I'm going to be leaving it there because that was super exciting, but Alesia is going to be a son of a gun to get into. What I'm thinking is that when my army in Lugdunum is like finally ready to go, which it's very, very close. I just need some spears basically. Once these guys, oh, I got some spears here in Massilia as well.
Imperator.
And is 1 stack going to be enough though? Just because like that's a lot, I need some information though. I need to get some spies down there and check it out and see what's inside. In fact, can I do that right now?
Your Honor.
Yeah, let's see if how close? Can you get closer? You can get closer. Okay, come closer then.
Secrecy is assured.
Yeah, I don't like keeping the Germans in the dark. That doesn't feel good.
Sir, at your service.
So can I come down?
Secrecy is assured.
And he's still in the dark. Damn. Yeah, I moved the wrong way. I should have moved that way.
Yes, master.
Let's move you here because I want to keep that vision, and then you can maybe just stay there. All right, what do we got? All right, okay, all right. So we got 2 units of chosen swords, 2 generals bodyguards, 3 barbarian cavalry, 1 barbarian noble cavalry. Ooh, Skirmisher Warband, Basic Warband Swordsman, Dogs. Ooh, oh, that's 2 Barbarian Noble Calves. This is a fun army. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Awesome. So what I would like to do, and I don't know if this is possible, but I would like to bait them into an ambush, essentially. What I'm thinking of, and this is just me looking at, this is what I'm seeing here. I'm assuming I can hide an army in these trees right here outside of Elysia, and then maybe just have like a unit of Town Watch kind of like here, which should be visible, and just have them raid the territory and cause some devastation for a few turns. And that, I would imagine this army would come out to try to attack. Actually, what's here? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. But I would imagine they would come out and attack and then get intercepted. And do ambush battles actually exist in this game? Or do you just kind of like intercept armies unexpectedly in the forest? I don't think I've ever fought an ambush battle, but I thought that they were a real thing. But that's my goal. Like, that's a way that I feel like, or of course I could just fight a normal draw out battle where I attack that army and then draw out the rest. That's the normal way of doing it. But I kind of want to experiment with the whole ambush idea, because that's something that I think would be really fun, and it's something that didn't exist in Shogun and Medieval, and in this game I think it does. So it would be fun to kind of play around with that so that I could learn more stuff. But you know what? That's all gonna have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.